What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So for this horror movie review and reaction, we are taking a look at a film called The 100 Candles Game, The Last Possession. Now this is actually a sequel. I did not find out that this was a sequel until we did the trailer review and reaction on this film a while back. And we also did a viewing of the first 8 minutes of this film, I think roughly 2 or 3 weeks ago, before the film became available on digital. I think we did that. I think they released that 8-minute clip for the first 8 minutes of the film within a few days of it coming out on digital for rent or purchase. So we took a look at that, and I loved it. I loved the first 8 minutes. And honestly, I thought the film was going to be like that. The first 8 minutes, it was going to follow whatever that was that we were seeing. Because if you remember in that first 8 minutes, you have what appears to be a possessed individual. She's chained. Her hands are chained. She's changed to like this pillar. She's in this dark, looks like ancient room, as far as like almost like it's in an old castle or chateau. And it's like, as far as like the bricklaying and all of that, she's inside this circle surrounded by salt. And if you don't know what, as far as the myth is that if you keep a demon surrounded or around a circle of salt, or you salt your windows or doors, a demon can't get in. We see that played out a lot in the TV series Supernatural, if you've never seen that TV series. But they use that same concept here in that first 8 minutes, where she cannot get outside or do anything outside of that salt circle. However, in that first 8 minutes, someone opens up the door and slides in, tosses in like this wooden bowl of what would appear to be food, and it breaks the circle. And you think to yourself, well, they know she's in there, they know what she is, and she's bound. She's in a circle of salt. Why would someone be so careless as to do something like that, and knowing that that could happen? Well, someone was dumb enough, and it happened, which allows her then to start using her powers to escape and kill whoever eventually came into that room once the screen went black. So that got me hooked, because you all know I love the subgenre of horror when it comes to demon possession, exorcisms, anything of that nature, like religious horror. I absolutely love, and I thought that that's what this film was going to be. I thought, okay, that's what this is going to take me into, because as you know, I purposefully not ignore but avoid long synopsises or summaries of films, especially when we do trailer reviews and reactions. I don't want a lot of that to steer me away or poison the well, so to speak, of what I'm about ready to watch. Watch this film over the weekend, and I'm not seeing what other reviewers are seeing. Other reviewers are seeing, as far as what they're putting out there, what their reviews are. They're literally like astounded by this film. They are astounded by the fact that this is such a great film. It should be one of the best of the year thus far, and will be one of their favorites for 2025, and on and on and on and on. Right? I'm not seeing. I need to know what they're watching, because they obviously didn't watch the 100 Candles Game, The Last Possession film that I watched, and I thought maybe we watched something different. And come to find out, no, we watched the exact same film. I mean, I've seen some people literally give this, as far as out of a score of 10, they're giving it 9 out of 10. And you know me, I just do it out of 5 just to keep it, basic. But I was so disappointed in this film. Yes, I knew it was about these bloggers and influencers, right? But we knew that from the trailer, because I mentioned in the trailer review and reaction, it felt like this might be a mix of traditional filming style and found footage. And it is very much that. However, it's like, I think 5 stories within the film. So each character individual within this film. And I'm gonna so just to set the expectation. 1, spoilers. Okay, I want to make sure I mention that. If you plan on seeing this film, I'm gonna spoil it for you as far as what we're gonna cover here. And this is not going to be a long review. Some of the reviews I do, I get really entrenched into the story, really entrenched into the details, especially when I enjoy the film or I feel that the film needs that additional context to understand. This one, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting. I'm not going to waste 15, 20 minutes of your time going through this film. So just setting that expectation up front, because I would give this film a 1.5, 2 tops out of 5. I did not like the film. It is very much one of those, you have these 5 main characters at the beginning, and they each go to this old mansion, old manor, and it has this haunted story behind it. They set up all of these candles, and they each are telling each one of them tells a story, and it's kind of like you're watching 5. I think it's like, if I remember correctly, 4 mini stories. I think it was 4 or 5 mini movies within this movie, each telling one, and one of them happens to survive by the end of the film and goes on to pretty much start the cycle over again with another group of friends. And you're thinking to yourself, is it really that dumb? Yes, it's really that dumb. There was some aspects of the film I thought, like the makeup was great, the creature or villain, the whatever, looked great, but then there were other aspects, like the story that they did, like the mini film on the zombies, just was so cheesy and corny. It looked very just not well done. And again, that's just my perspective, and I'm not one to hate on films. I'm not trying to hate on this film. It's just, it was not for me. It was not what I expected. Again, when I saw those first 8 minutes that we watched together, did a video on it, did a reaction on it, I was all in. I thought I was going to get whatever story this is for an hour and 20 some minutes, and that's not what I got. Again, this is like 4 or 5 mini stories, mini movies inside this film based on this myth of the 100 Candles game. It's not good. It's not a good film. Again, I'm giving a 1.5 out of 2. And the reason I'm even giving it that is because I really enjoyed the first 8 minutes. I enjoyed certain aspects of within the stories they were telling, some of the makeup, some of the creatures and villains that were there, I enjoyed. Overall storytelling, didn't enjoy it. And some of the main characters, the acting is subpar. And there's one actor in particular you just hate. Everything about him you hate. He's such it's just one of those characters you wish was killed off like within the first 10 minutes of the movie. That's how unappealing and annoying this character is. And somehow he manages to live through the entire film and every time he talks you just hope that somebody or something's going to come around the corner and take him out, and it doesn't happen. So again, I'm not going to go into too much of the film now. As far as the official synopsis for this film, we will now cover that. It is so that what's listed for this story is a timeless ghost stories are brought into the digital age, delivering a fear-filled night of terror for a group of influencers desperate for daring content to captivate their followers and grow their fan base. As each tale unfolds, and that's just as I mentioned, there's multiple stories within this. The bloggers find themselves trapped in a nightmarish game where the only way to survive is to bring back the demons they've unleashed and continue the game until the last candle burns out. That sounds great. That sounds intriguing. That sounds interesting. That synopsis, and again, that first 8 minutes that got released, that looked great. But when you actually go watch this film, it's not great. It doesn't live up to that synopsis. It doesn't live up to the first 8 minutes that we got. It felt just like some of those stories were just half-hearted, half-felt, put in there to fill space. And I think one of those stories I think could have been spread out and could potentially have made a great horror film. But again, they just left them each to like 15 minutes each. And then you just find out whether or not does that character live or die. And then you start seeing them getting killed off by whatever demon that's within the manor. So again, I'm not keeping this one long because this is one I want to forget. This will definitely be at the bottom of my list for 2025. Again, did not enjoy it. 1.5 out of 2. However, like I've always mentioned in my videos, I would recommend go watch it for yourself. It's not that long of a movie. I know some people really enjoy the found footage aspect of films. They love the stories within the broader story. So if that's your cup of tea, I recommend then giving this one a chance. Go watch it. If it's not, then I would say I would recommend avoiding it. Don't waste your time. But again, I think, as I've always said, they're all subjective. You may like it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't. So that's going to do it for this movie review and reaction. Again, the 100 Candles game, The Last Possession, 1.5, maybe a 2 out of 5. Drop a comment in the comment section if you've seen this film. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you haven't seen the film and you plan on watching it, go watch it. Come back and, again, let me know what you thought. Let me know if I'm completely wrong or if I'm just missing the boat completely on this film. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Peace.